Okay. This video probably won't be the best quality, of course, but I'll show you a new way to make coffee. I would assume that most of my friends from Ukraine have seen this kind of coffee maker. I had never seen it in the US. Maybe some of my friends from the US have seen it too. Anyway, alright, so it's just pretty simple. You need, well, I guess you don't need a filter, but coffee tastes a little bit better when it's got filtered water. So, water filter, kettle for hot water, or if you've, well, that's the best way. If you want to add some water to dilute the coffee, if it's too strong for you. Some coffee, this is not very good coffee, but it was cheap, and I needed cheap at the time because I just needed some coffee and I didn't have any dollars exchanged into hryvnia. Need a cool coffee cup. This is from Chernivtsi in English there, Ukrainian there, and I believe it's Polish there. So it's a city in western Ukraine. And then this is called it's called a Moka pot, M-O-K-A. Some people just call it a stovetop espresso maker. This one was a gift from my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. And that's all you need. But the coffee, better if you can get 100% Arabica beans. This is maybe not 100% Robusta, but Robusta is the bitter, nasty, harsh kind, like I'm gonna make now. And Arabica is smooth and tastes like it smells. Anyway, what else can I say? Oh, I'm gonna start roasting my own beans soon, so hopefully in a couple weeks I'll roast my own batch of beans and start grinding them myself. It'll be cheaper that way, and I'll make a video of that and tell you how it tastes, because I'll probably mess it up the first time. Anyway, 1 second. I had to pour the water out because there was some left, but I actually found out that apparently it's not good to boil water twice because it can cause calcification, which that always happens, but actually after you boil water once and then you boil it again, it increases the chances of like cancer causing, I don't know, not chemicals, but substances in the water. So try to use not too much water when you boil, or only as much as you'll need, because you don't want to waste water, but you don't want to drink reboiled water. Okay, so on this coffee maker, there's a pressure release valve, and you can get these online. I've seen them pretty cheap, actually. I heard that stainless steel is better. This one's aluminum, but I heard that stainless steel is better for the taste. Suppose that's because it just has less. Well, I don't know why. Anyway, so you want to fill it up with water just below the release valve. It's okay if it touches it a little bit, but I prefer for it not to. You can see my nasty, dirty sink. Okay, so you get that, and some people have to wait for a second. Some people put the coffee in the filter before they put it on the base, so that way no coffee gets around the edges here. And that way they can fill it up perfectly level. But I don't really care about that so much. It's okay, but it's kind of hard getting this coffee out with one hand. I need better equipment. Not really. I just need to stop making videos. Okay, so you don't want to tamp it down. You don't want to tamp the coffee down because that'll be too much pressure for this kind of coffee maker. You don't want it to explode. Screamed at. Or you don't want to lose the pressure release valve. So anyway, you fill it up completely. I mean, I put about see, this is half a tablespoon. Okay, yeah, so put about a 1.5 to 2 tablespoons here. This is a 2-cup espresso, like so. You can level it off if you want, just don't push it down at all. So I don't know. There you can kind of see. It's a lot of coffee, but if you don't like it too strong, it's okay because you add water. You can add water to it to dilute it, and you can get like, I don't know, 3-4 cups out of it. I usually only get 1 big cup out of it. I don't really, unless it's Arabica coffee, like some good coffee. Because just 1 second, I got to screw this on a little bit tighter. Sorry for the sporadic moments like this. But anyway, so if you get a really good coffee, you can drink it just straight espresso, because it just tastes better and it's not harsh. But anyway, oh, by the way, you can put cold water in here, or like room temperature water, or you can put hot water. Some people say put hot water, so that way it spends less time on the stove, cooks the coffee grounds less. And some people say to use cold water. Some people say room temperature. Some people say use high heat on the stove. Some people say to use low heat. I've tried them all, and I like room temperature water at a really low heat. I know it stays on the stove longer, but for me it gives it more flavor. So, without really burning the coffee. So anyway, alright, good. So you put this on tight. Don't squeeze it like the Hulk or anything, but just put it on tightly where it's secure. And now I'm going to start the fire. Okay, so gas stove is the best, but if you don't have a gas stove, just make sure you don't set the handle directly above the heat. Set it off to the edge a little bit, obviously, for you can figure out why, and if you can't, then you don't need to be doing anything with a stove. So anyway, this is like a cool little thing. It's made specifically for little pots like this. I've got 2 flames. One for my, and by the way, that one I turned down as low as it'll go. This one I turned down pretty low too. But one is for my hot water, because I'm adding water to this nasty coffee. It's not that bad, but it's not good. And then just take the Moka pot or Stovetop espresso maker. Just put it there. And you should take maybe, I don't know, depending on how high you have the heat. For me, it usually takes about 5 to 6 minutes for the coffee to start coming through this spout here. And actually, while we wait, I'll kind of explain how it works. Some people probably figure it out, but down in this part where you've got the water, obviously it heats up and it's pressurized, so it turns into steam and it's forced up through that funnel shaped filter that I have, and it forces its way through the coffee, and then it keeps forcing its way up through the spout, and it comes out down there. And by the way, if you try high heat, be careful, because it'll shoot the coffee out of the sides of the spout way too fast, and it'll go everywhere. I haven't had that happen to me, but I've seen it in videos. So that's another reason why I like low heat. If you're in a hurry, you can use high heat and then just turn it down whenever you see that it starts coming out. But don't forget about the coffee on the stove, because if you do, that can make it turn out not too nice. Anyway, as far as I can remember, that's all I wanted to say about that. So I'm gonna pause the video and then come back. Okay, unfortunately I missed the coffee when it first started coming out because I was turning off the heat to the kettle. Anyway, you can see it's coming out pretty well. It's like, I like for it to come out a little bit slower than this, but this isn't bad. If you can tell, you don't want it to come out fast, because that means the heat is too high. And anyway, slow cooked coffee is the best. Slow to medium speed is the best if you want good flavor. But anyway, if you don't care about your coffee, it's cool too, because I don't know, there's no need getting caught up in things that don't matter. Yeah, so anyway, you see that it's kind of boiling over. And you don't, if you buy one of these, you don't want to wash them with like dishwashing liquid. Dishwashing liquid only if it's like a mild one, but you don't want to put it in the dishwasher or anything, just because it can give the coffee a bad flavor. It's all finished coming up, well, almost. Usually on mine, I don't know, maybe it's different on other ones, but mine has like 2 little rounds. It gives what you just saw here, and then a little more that you can see now comes out. Usually there's more than that, but okay, yeah, there's a little bit left. And usually here at the bottom of the spout is where it fills up to, on mine anyway. So it's almost finished. Once it starts doing that again, I just turn off the heat completely. You can hear some hissing. And I guess with good quality, when you could close the lid and pour it, that would obviously be ideal, but for some reason mine leaks down the side whenever I don't leave it open and pour it. So anyway, you can pour like half of it out, and then like maybe put water in there. I wouldn't suggest putting too much water though, maybe like as much water as there is coffee. But anyway, I usually just pour it all in my coffee cup, and you can see it's not really that much. It's about, I don't know, a quarter of the way full. And then, like I said, if it's 100% Arabica coffee, of course I'll drink it just like that, but I fill it up 50% coffee, 50% water, maybe a little less water, and then add some if I need it. Anyway, that's Moka pot coffee. And that's all. So I forgot a couple of things in that video. First, make sure you keep your coffee somewhere in a dark place, because light ruins coffee, or makes it spoil faster. I mean, if you've got some good coffee, if you get some bad coffee, it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. But anyway, and then I also forgot that on this part of the pot to mention that there's an O-ring here, a rubber O-ring. I'm not gonna take mine out because it came with it in, and I don't feel like dealing with it. But if yours comes with an O-ring not already attached in here, make sure you put it in there, because you'll just have coffee go all over your stove. And lastly, and most importantly, I can't believe I forgot about this, but if you have a water filter like this, which is actually a gift from my pastor and his wife, thanks John and Maria, you need to have one of these installed on the top. Dun, dun, dun. Just a little buddy to watch, make sure nobody puts anything in your water, so he's always watching. Anyway, that's all.